Welcome back to the Doorkickers player channel. This is mission 59, Luigi meets Luigi Breakdown. If you want to see just the replay, go on to my page. I have the replay uploaded. So in the breakdown, what we're first going to do is we're going to watch the replay just to familiarize yourself with the map and the mission. This is an arrest warrant mission, so there's no hostages to rescue, but you do have to arrest both suspects. And after we watch the replay, we're going to watch a quick little montage of all of the attempts of this mission on 100x speed. And this mission took me about 40 minutes before the final attempt, the successful attempt. So it's only going to be a couple seconds, but this is a difficult one. And I've said this in, I think, the last couple of missions. There'll be a really hard one, and then a few easy ones, and then a really hard one. This was one of the hard ones. So after we watch the montage on 100x speed, then we're going to get into the breakdown of the successful attempt, explaining everything I did, how I did it, why I did it, etc. All right, let's go ahead and watch the replay.
Lock and load. Let's do this. Eyes on the target.
Alpha, go.
Hold it right there. On your mark. Freeze. Hold it right there. Inside your back. Come with me. Target secured. On your mark. Holding. Moving. Down. Down. No tango. On target. Tango down. Don't move. Tango down. Straight down. Door lock. Covering. Hands behind your back. Time to go. Primary target secured. Holding. Moving. Holding. Moving. Stay.
Primary target in custody. Primary target in custody. Good job. We're done here.
All right, so as you can see, we've got 18 out of 19 tangos, which is pretty good, but we were going for the mission objective of rescuing the hostages, arresting the suspects, which is effectively the same thing in the game. But enough about that. We'll talk about that later. Let's go ahead and watch the montage. All right, so mission 59, Luigi meets Luigi. This is an arrest warrant mission. It was extremely difficult because you only have 4 operators, and those 4 operators, even though they're pretty good and they have pretty good weapons, they still keep getting shot and killed. It happens so many times. So when I was doing this mission, I genuinely didn't know how to proceed because it's like, well, they keep getting shot from every corner. I just didn't know what to do until the successful attempt. So we're gonna start breaking them down in a second. But just to sort of see what we have right now. Right now, what we have is 4 operators who are going to flow into this big area. And we have operators set up to clear the Alpha Delta corner room from the outside of the room because there are windows. And then we have operators going over to the Charlie side. Let's go ahead and start breaking this down.
Lock and load. Let's do this.
All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to correct the paths of the operators. Right now, the operators 1 and 3 are headed the wrong way. So we're just going to correct their paths first.
Got it. On it.
Well, I guess first I'm making sure that everyone's going on the same call sign, making sure everyone's moving at the same time. And you can see I'm moving real slow, trying to see if there's any tangos that can see.
On it. Okay.
I'm trying to double tap,
On Alpha. Hold it right there. Holding.
but my iPad is glitchy and it just wouldn't let it. But for some reason, these operators are moving even before the alpha call sign. So I am pretty pissed. And you can see I'm completely zoomed in on the operators.
Don't move. Don't move. Don't move.
You can see I've got eyes on one of the suspects by that little orange man that was in the right hand side. And I'm trying to get the operator to start moving. So this is really smart. I've got operator 1 looking towards the Charlie side and moving together with operator 3. And in the meantime, operators 2 and 4 are clearing that room, that Alpha Delta corner room, from the outside of the room. Because of the windows, they can do that. So far, this is a pretty solid plan. So I've got operator 4 is going to move into that Alpha Delta corner room and arrest the suspect and then start clearing the small rooms that are inside the room. So the bathroom and the file room, I guess it is. I'm guessing it's a file room. I don't have any idea. I see some files on top, so I'm assuming that that's what it is.
On it.
And so that's interesting. I thought that I had the operators moving through the Charlie side, but I guess they're gonna go through this room first. They're gonna clear this room first. Actually, after watching the replay, I'm almost confident they don't finish clearing this room, but sometimes there's just so much stuff happening that I just don't even pay attention to what's going on until the breakdown. I'll be honest. So now I've got operator 2 just gonna move back towards that entrance to the Alpha Delta corner room and cover operator 4. And this is a sketchy situation, so no one is covering operator 3. And when he opened that door, there was a tango that was steering right at him. So that could have ended up very differently. But I was able to make sure that, due to superior weapons and the operators being experienced now, it worked out. And so this is really bad because there are tangos on the right hand side in the Bravo area. And so I had, for a split second, I had operator 2 looking at the Alpha side because there was a tango there and that was real sketchy and shouldn't have happened. And so this part really annoyed me because these pillars kept making the tangos go out of the line of sight. And as you can see now, there are 3 tangos, well, now 2 tangos that have a line of sight on operator 2. So I'm really sketched out about this part. So I bring operator 3 to come and help him out. So now I'm thinking, okay, how do I get operator 2 behind cover? And I figured, all right, just bring him over to the Charlie side. That should help him. Just the movement itself already provides some cover from the tangos. But then also I can bring him behind the cover of the tangos. If he moves in a straight line, he's for sure going to get killed. But if he moves sideways, he's likely to be able to take down a couple tangos before they take him out. So this guy on the Alpha side that looks like a hostage, that's actually a civilian, not a hostage. So I don't have to go rescue him. See, now I've got operator 3 where operator 2 was. And so now I'm bringing them back, but both back behind cover. In the meantime, operator 1 is going to start clearing the Charlie side. And operator 1 is going to do that with operator 2, and operator 3 is going to join operator 4 on the Alpha side. So now I'm just setting up a route for operators 1 and 2. And a route for operator 3 to get behind cover on the Alpha side. And the reason I did that is because coming in from a different angle can really affect how your operators choose to shoot and everything. Also, the fact that operator 3 hadn't yet shot any weapons also helps because he's got a fully loaded weapon, so he's less likely to run out of bullets. As you can see on the bottom left corner of the screen, that's operator 4. But when we click on operator 3, you'll see he has a almost fully loaded weapon. Operator 1 is a full weapon. And so now that I've got operators 3 and 4 together, I'm going to start moving them out. And I should have them flowing. Operator 3 going on the outside, because that would have been most effective. So that's a mistake. And it's a mistake that I did not make with operators 1 and 2 on the Charlie side. The difficult part was taking down this Tango on the Bravo side. That guy took forever to take out. So I figured, all right, let's start moving up on him. And now that operators 3 and 4 are side by side, we can start moving up to provide cover. So this part was really sketchy because right now operators 1 and 2 are in front of an open window, and they didn't clear the room before passing by the window. And so that was a big mistake that shouldn't have happened. Like I said, it's really hard to keep track of everything that's going on at every second. Like, you really have to pause, like play and pause. Otherwise, you're just making mistakes. And even though you play and pause, things still go wrong so much, and that's why it takes like 45 minutes to actually complete these missions. It takes me a lot longer than that on the mission that I just finished today. And you can see here they did a great job, operators 1 and 2, of identifying a threat from outside the room, from the window. They did a great job at that. And operators 3 and 4 are doing a great job of identifying Tangos on the Bravo side and taking care of them as well. And so now there's just the question of, okay, how do we arrest the suspect? Because he's behind a locked door, as you can see here. And what's the best way to cover that room? Because the suspect is not allowed to get killed. So I was kind of like considering my options here, because I need to clear that room without getting the suspect killed. So a little bit worried about that, but thankfully there were no Tangos inside the room. And I'm also not worried at all about using the crowbar, because it really doesn't make a difference at this point. The Tangos know where we are. Additionally, operators 3 and 4 are also distracting a lot. They're taking a lot of the attention, which is why the Tangos keep coming out towards them and trying to shoot at them. So that's actually working really well in our favor. And I realized that in the meantime, I didn't have anyone covering the door to the room that operators 1 and 2 are in. So I've got operator 2 covering both the Bravo side and the Charlie side of that room. Both Bravo, Charlie, and Alpha sides. just kind of at a diagonal angle, which comes in really handy right now because there was that tango that came out of the room and operator 2 was able to take him out. So now I've got operator 1 just looking in that direction one last time in case a tango comes out of that bathroom, because that bathroom hadn't been cleared yet. And now I'm starting a route for operator 2 to move back. And I hate when the iPad does this. This is an iPad glitch that I have. This is not the game. This is an iPad glitch that I've got. But what I'm doing now is I'm having operator 2 move backwards towards the rescue zone, but making sure that he's facing the right direction every time. Well, making sure that he's facing the right direction the entire time that he's moving backwards. And this is an interesting fact. When an operator has a hostage or has a suspect and he's taking them to a rescue zone or something like that, they move slower. They move slower than the other operators. And which is super, super annoying, especially in later missions, because like I can't give them lighter weapons because of the distance between the tangos and the operators. So I can't give them lighter weapons to carry so that they move faster. They have to carry the slow weapons. So that was super annoying. I did a mission that I finished just before I started making this video where I think the entire mission takes like 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes or something like that, which meant that I spent hours on it. Yeah, that was a difficult one. It took me a couple days. I think it took me like 3 or 4 days in total. And so now what I'm doing is I'm just having operators 1 and 2 move with the suspect back to the rescue zone. And because operator 2 is moving faster than operator 1, I've got to keep holding him and making sure that he's facing the right direction. And operators 3 and 4 are just holding that Alpha and Bravo side just to cover that while operators while operator 1 starts moving towards the rescue zone. And as you can see here, I've got operator 3 covering the Alpha and Bravo side, while operator 2 covers the Charlie side, and that's mission success. There is one tango that wasn't taken out, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going for all tangos neutralized. I'm going for complete the mission with 3 stars. I did it in the amount of time that I needed to do it, and with no SWAT casualties, no operator casualties. So overall, I am very happy with it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, make sure that you subscribe. And I do have a playlist of the replays and the breakdowns, 2 separate playlists now. So make sure to go check those out. And if there's anything that you guys want to see or hear about in these videos, feel free to let me know in the comment section, and I'll see y'all in the next video.